can we say shook? Because I'm shook. I'm shook. Someone call the doctor because I am shook. Oh, is it tremors? But I'm shook. I cannot say how shook I am. Okay, guys. No, seriously. Seriously, you don't understand the struggle. All right, let me tell you what happened. All right, let me tell you. So I went out and I bought this lash lift kit, right? Everybody's talking about it. Everyone's like, oh, perming is a new thing. And everyone's so hype about it. But then I realized, well, I didn't realize, other people were like, that is so old. That's not nothing new. My grandma was doing that. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Wonderful even. However, this is new to me. All right. And I have like the world's flattest. I have long lashes, but they're so flat, no volume, no curl, nothing. All right. I was looking like I had two little hat brims on my eyelashes where they would just close down like little visors on my eyes and make my eyes so small and so closed. And after watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos and as well as professional and amateur videos, so I can see like the difficulty and everything, I ended up getting this on Groupon. And I believe it was maybe $20. I'm not sure. So it's essentially this box. And it says eyelash perming kit, 1 perm lotion, 1 glue, 5 lift pads, and a cleaning tool. Things that do not come in this box that I would definitely recommend would be, let me switch pillows. I'm trying to sit on this pillow and it's a down pillow. So like it's not so comfortable. Sorry, I'm on the ground, y'all. All right, that's much better. So much better. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so it came in this little kit. I got it off Groupon, and I have permed. Well, I have never permed my hair because my hair is naturally curly. I have relaxed my hair when I was younger. I have a lot of family who have permed their hair. And if you have had any experience with perm, it stinks, it burns, and it usually ends up in some kind of fail, like hair's falling out, or you're like crispy. There's a lot of nightmares. There's a lot of nightmares surrounding perms for sure. So yeah, my lashes, they are just horrible in the sense that even if I were to get the extensions or something, like you can't do the curl because my other lashes would stick down and then you'd have the double lash effect. So I have tried curling them. I have tried heat curling them, different manners. The blow drying, the metal, and then clamping. And then I also used to own a heated eyelash curler that was like, it had batteries in it, and then you'd go ahead and do it. And that would hold maybe a few minutes, maybe, but it was not reliable for something to do all day. Maybe if I was about to go get some pictures right away or something like that. In my arrival, I would look beautiful, and when I leave, I would look so sad. So, and I use so many different mascaras. I've tried so many different curling mascaras and techniques and tricks and blah, 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 and nothing has ever worked for me. So if you're a girl like that, or you just want some lashes to be lifted, I'm going to talk to you about this product. This particular product. Now, the only directions on this product is in the back of the box. And this little box kind of just slides out. So, it's not something that you could just easily get rid of and lose this. It's not like one of those wrapped around instructions. This does say upgraded version on the front of the packaging. What that means, I don't know. It makes me kind of scared knowing like, oh, y'all selling before, but this is the upgraded version. It's like, were you selling garbage before? Or is this actually is this better? Did you correct your mistakes? I don't know. All right, so I'm going to show you what's in this little kit. And what is in this kit? Hold on, I'm taking out all my Q-tips because I put Q-tips in here. All right, so here's what this little kit looks like. I'm going to turn on my little bottles around. All right, check it out. So, it comes with a adhesive. As I was watching esthetician videos, they were saying that it was a sticky gel, but this is an adhesive. It's just eyelash glue, y'all. It's nothing like to write home about. And then you have 4 steps, okay? So the first step is the perm step, and you see these little bottles. It doesn't say on the kit the amount of liters or ounces that are in each bottle. So I can't give you the weight of this because there's no record on anything in the packaging that indicates that how much it is. So I'll just put this next to a Q-tip and you can kind of get the gist of how big this bottle actually is. So there you go. And it's small, and although I've already used it, there's still at least half of this bottle to use. So I would definitely be able to use this bottle again. So it comes with the perm. So I wind it up doing these steps. I'm going to just pull this out. So this is called the clean tool. This is what it came with. And it's basically these little plastic chumpies. Okay, it's a plastic chumpy, and you see that there's 2. Ooh, trying to get the tops here. It has 2 different sides. So you have like one, which is like just a plain flat side, which is great because, you know, you're trying to get your lashes to stick to the silicone pad. And then you have this like tiny, which is not, the camera is not picking up on. It's like a tiny, tiny comb. It's super like a micro, tiny, fine comb. It might have like 10 teeth on it. Okay, that's what comes in there. And then you also have this, the lift pads, as these are called. I have seen some kits with rods that are like soft rods that look like they're made of cotton. However, I have heard a lot of people complaining about these rods, that they don't adhere well. And for me, I think that is just like a really literal thing, because you're taking something with a very small diameter and you're trying to apply it flat against, when you only have a little tiny baby strip of where it's going to adhere, which doesn't make any sense why they would make that a rod. Besides, I'm sure it's cost effective because it's, you know, a little cotton thing. So these lift pads that come in this particular kit were pretty handy. And this is what they look like, these little pads. And they're little silicone pads. I'm going to turn this sideways and turn it back ways. Okay. Oh, excuse my nails. I was playing with my plants and making sure they were good. So my nails are gross. So sorry for that. Okay. And there we go. Yep. All right. And this little lift pads, they come in sets, and there's various sets. There is a small, a medium 1, a medium 2, and then a large. So they do come in sizes. Looking through the videos online, they're just saying that you apply the pad based on the amount of curl that you desire. Now, however, I have noticed that upon putting the large pad on my silicone pad on my eye, that my eyelashes were still too long for the silicone pad. And what I mean by that is that the eyelashes would extend beyond the length of the pad, and I couldn't get it to adhere the top because there was nowhere to adhere it to, as the lashes, especially at the tapered end of my eyelashes, at the end right here, at the tapered end, the pad gets smaller. I'm going to show you. All right, so okay. This is the medium 2. I'll put this down. Okay. All right. You see how like this end is smaller than the middle, which makes sense because you're working around the curvature of the eye. But my lashes still were ginormous at the end. So I was like, okay, what do I do? There fit most of my eyelashes, which was the very large one, not the M2, but the large. And I'm not going to go through all of these to find the large, but you definitely have some variety to choose from as far as the sizes of this go. So I went ahead and I took my lash adhesive and I placed it on my eyelid, and then I placed the silicone pad over the lash adhesive, and then I went ahead and I just let it dry. That way I can then begin to adhere my lashes to the front of the silicone pad. So after the pad dried behind and it stuck firmly on my eye, because I didn't want it to move around and I don't want to get eyelash glue in my eye either, I winded up using the glue to the front of the pad, and then I took a toothpick, which there's nothing in this kit that comes for, well, that's not true. The kit comes with this clean tool, and this can be used to push the lashes onto the silicone pad and then individually brush them out, right? But I found the toothpick actually easier to use than this. I feel like this was a little bit like clumsy or clunky. Maybe the angle, because I'm going like straight in. I feel like this would be more ergonomic had it been a sideways brush, like a spoolie. You know how that's not at the sideways? I feel like this would be more ergonomic if it was sideways and not like straight up. So I was not really impressed with this. And like I said, a toothpick worked just as fine. When I got my lashes onto the pad, which I winded up using, I tried to use this. I used a toothpick as well, but I also used my ring finger because I was there a while, and I just stuck them all on there. And then more elegantly took the toothpick and then individually adjusted the hairs, because however your hairs are sitting on the pad is how they're going to perm. Okay. So if they're all crooked, and I have seen some YouTubers posting, oh my God, my lashes look so crazy, blah, blah, blah. That's because it didn't take the time to individually adjust the direction of your lashes. So for the outer ones, I did tilt them to the side so they can get like a more fan effect. So once they were all nice up there and sticky and the lashes stopped falling, which I did have a problem, like many YouTubers did have a problem keeping the lashes up, because the glue is so forgiving that some of the lashes, because it's strong, coarse hair, were falling down. And you don't want to get the lash adhesive over the entire amount of your lashes, like on the front, because then the product doesn't have a way to penetrate into the lashes and basically making and rendering this ineffective. So you want to be really careful with how much glue you're using and really take all your time on that, because everything else is a breeze. Everything else is so easy. It's just that one part is very tedious and you have to take your time. So take your time so it comes out nice and you don't regret it later. Then I went ahead and I used my toothpick and I put under the base of the lashes, without touching the inner waterline, the perm. I was very careful with this. I did it with the toothpick, although I have seen estheticians use the micro brush. But a toothpick for me worked just fine. And it said leave on for 8 to 12 minutes. I left mine on for 10. It said depending on the thickness of your lashes is how long you want to leave it. And I kind of just felt like, well, a happy middle would be 10, right? Because my lashes are pretty long and they have been pretty stubborn through the years of not wanting to curl. Then in this particular package, it does not say to wipe off in between the steps, which I found interesting because I would assume that if you are trying to neutralize something or stop the activator from working, that you would have to remove the most amount of perm so that way you can apply the what it's called here, the fixation. But basically that's like a neutralizer. And I did see the professional esthetician video where it showed they wiped in between. I didn't wipe in between, and I have seen other people not wipe in between. Nothing bad happened, but you know, I think next time I will wipe in between because it just seems like the logical thing to take off some product and then put the fixation so that it can do its thing on a clean surface. Like, to me, that just makes sense. So what this box doesn't contain, besides the toothpick, which I've mentioned, are Q-tips. You're going to need a lot of Q-tips, and that is because this is such a small job. You just want to be prepared. I originally started with like 2 Q-tips when I went into the bathroom to go ahead and start this project, and I very quickly learned that was definitely not enough. Then after you wear this perm for the 10 minutes and the blue after for the 10 minutes, you're going to go ahead and do the number 3, which is the nutrition. You're bringing all the softness back. You know, it's kind of like when you dye your hair that you get that real deep conditioner in there because, you know, your hair's already gone through so many changes and you kind of just want to help it along. It's like that. And I did wipe the nutrition one directly on the lashes without removing the blue one first. And that I felt like helped clean, and that required several Q-tips. Q-tips. And then after that, I used the cleanser, which is the last step. And while I was using the cleanser, after the cleanser, I did go ahead and use a little bit of water, and then I used a cotton pad to continue to like wipe the adhesive off of my eyelid. And then at the very, very end of the night, after, you know, I washed my face and everything, I used the makeup remover pad just in case right before bed, because I was just like, I don't want to wake up and then like maybe there's like one little drop left and I rub my eye and now I'm blind, you know. Like, I was just like, okay, maybe I was a little extra cautious, but I'd rather be extra cautious than, you know, throwing caution to the wind. So I think the thing I would do differently again would be to clean in between the steps, because that makes the most sense to me. I would definitely make sure, actually wanted to putting all these Q-tips in this box for the future. I would definitely recommend when you're using your toothpick or whatever it is that you're dipping into the product, because there's so much product here and you're gonna use it again for sure, I would not double dip the toothpick. So I would probably pull out product maybe onto like a foil piece or some parchment paper, wax paper rather, and put a little bit of product out so I don't have to put this toothpick back in. And, you know, your fingers are touching it already. You touched your eyelash with it, even though you washed your eyelashes, like you still touch things with it. So I feel like for the sake of sanitation and not cross-contaminating, I would probably not double dip, and then definitely not do one toothpick from one bottle to the next. You know, you just want to be hygienic and not mix the chemicals because they're going to be sitting here for a while. You're only doing this perm once every 6 to 12 weeks, depending on your lashes. So if you think about it, you're really going to do this possibly once a season, 4 times a year. And if you're going to be holding on to this little kit, which you definitely could, because look at how much product is left. I've barely used anything, and you can see that from this, and I've already done it one time. You know, you want to keep it. You want to keep it the freshest, best way possible. So yeah, I would recommend definitely having a piece of foil, having some Q-tips that are brand new. I'm definitely not using these Q-tips now because I put them all over my laptop and now I'm putting them back in the box. They're going to just go to the trash. And you want to make sure you wash everything very thoroughly after you're done using it, as you will be using it again in the future. And you want to do that with some warm water and soap. And, just let it soak, get all the sticky stuff off of there. I did use a little bit of makeup remover on my silicone pads just to get the adhesive off. And then I wiped it with regular soap and water. So yeah, there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what the result is now, because that's really why we're here, right? What happened? First of all, I'm in love. Let me tell y'all. Everybody was like, no, don't do it. You're going to go blind. But I'm in love. All right. This has really been the answer to my prayers in the sense of, I'm going to say the fashionista angels are answering my prayers with this kit. And I feel like the difficulty in this kit was very mild. You do need a steady hand. And so if you do have like tremors or you're shaky hands or you're afraid and you feel like you're not going to be doing placing this product on confidently, I wouldn't do it, just for the sake of caution. And so yeah, there's that. I did get a tiny, tiny, tiny smudge of product from the lash while it was sitting onto the bottom waterline, because your waterline is exposed, and that definitely burned a little bit, but it was such a small amount, and that was only because I just moved just a moment enough where it touched in. And so I got a clean Q-tip, I ran it under the water because it was definitely burning. I didn't panic because, the first thing you do, panic and trying to get the whole thing off. I tried not to blink and I went like this, put my head down so that my eyes, more looking up. So I'm not feeling like I'm going to blink, because, you look down like this, it's like touching. So just to keep it away from everything else and not spread further. And I took my Q-tip and I wet it, and then I just went under the water line, and then I flipped it and then wet the other side and then did the same thing. I didn't use the top side again because I don't know how thin this product is and how much spread it has. And so that I wouldn't risk continue adding to it, kind of like an essential oil. Like if you were to add water to it, it doesn't break down, it just spreads out. So I just made sure I did that, and then I went over it with a dry one, and it was instantly better. I had no more problems with it. And that was it. And my eye didn't even get red or anything after that. It was lickety split, 10 seconds, fixed, done. No other issues at all. Things to mention: do not do this on the tips of your lashes. That is the tippy tops here, not the roots, but the tips. And that is because they are the oldest part of your lashes, and they will take on the most damage and fray and break off the easiest. And you'll have some really gnarly lashes, and you'll have breakage as well, and which we don't want, because we don't want our lashes to fall out and be like, hey, I have no lashes. Although if I wind it up blind, that would be terrible. But if I wind it up also with lashes missing, I wouldn't care. I'm like, oh, I tried, perming my lashes and they all fell out. And I'm sure everybody will laugh at me. But, when you get falsies too, they make your lashes fall out. The cluster ones, not the individual lash extensions. There's a difference. And so, yeah. Let me show you a picture of what my lash looked like before I did the perm. Okay, here's a picture, and I am wearing my glasses here, but you can still see the lashes. So if you look at my lashes, they are definitely very straight. You don't see any curvature to them. And my eyes, they just look really small, and I have small eyes. So It's important for me to have something that opens my eyes. I have these hereditary bags as well. So eyes that are not that open looking make me look additionally tired. And I really don't like that. So here is what my lashes look like because I do have lengthy lashes. Here's what my lashes look like closed. And you can see here that there is no curve in my lashes, but they are rather straight. And there is some sparseness on the one side. That was from some cluster lashes a few months back, and I just quite haven't grown in 100% yet. All right. And so here is now immediately after I permed them. I did one eye. It took 30 minutes. I'm going to say it really took 45 minutes an eye because it took a long time to get those eyelashes to stick. Okay, so this is immediately after the perm, after I washed my eyelashes, and you can say that they're still a little moist here because of the cleanser. And I didn't have a spoolie. All I had was my toothpick and my Q-tip and that tiny little comb that really didn't help brush them out, fan them out. But I still brushed through them anyways to get any tangle and product out with that little tiny comb. And I made sure they were clean above and below. So they definitely have a curve. I mean, it's obvious. I don't feel like I have to point out that they're curved. They are definitely curved. And you could even see like I have more width in my eye, especially towards the outer corners. I have more, that lift definitely opens my eyes and I look more awake. I look more refreshed and alert, which I like. I am a Reiki master teacher, integrated energy therapy master teacher. And I own a wellness center. So having hereditary bags and these lashes that close your eyes makes you look tired. And in the field of wellness, tired does not equate to health, although there just looks, and I am, I'm awake. You know what I mean? Okay, so then finally that was with no makeup at all. That is just right out of the gate. So now I'm going to show you like a side by side so you can see the differences in the stages. Today is the first day I wear mascara, and I did this process yesterday. Okay, so here's the no perm. You can see that right next to the perm lashes, the huge difference. I'm more awake. My eyes are more open. You can see like more of the actual pupil. Of more of the actual like the eye and the inside, like the roundness. And it's even casting a different shadow because at the top, like I had a lot of shadow in my eye, and the bottom one, a lot more light seems to be coming in. And then we have with mascara, this mascara is nothing to write home about. It is from the Five Below. If you have a Five Below, it's basically $5 store and under. And you can just see now that they're combed out, how feathery they are and how soft they look and how the curve is. They even almost look like the mink ones a little bit. The second one picture looks a little like my eyelashes are sparse. And that's only because, they were wet. And then when I put the mascara on, it was just like, boom, full effect. And even though the mascara is not like an amazing mascara, it's not a curling, it's not a waterproof, it's just this little cheapy mascara. I'm really excited to try a nice mascara because I know I'm going to get amazing results. And, I woke up feeling very beautiful today. Something so small and so subtle. And most people aren't going to even notice that you've done anything to your lashes, but you will, and you'll tell your friends, because I've told all my friends, and they're like, oh yeah, it looks amazing, especially when you have the side-by-sides. But I feel like it's definitely worth the effort. Like I said, it took me a little longer to get them done. I feel like it's worth the effort. I feel like it's worth the money. If you were to go get this done professionally, it's $100, and that's fine. You want to make sure that you're safe. That's fine. But if you're kind of like me, where you're just like, I trust my instincts and the way I take care of myself, then you might want to try this. I feel like this is, I thought I would wake up and have flat lashes. I did not. And they haven't really moved or adjusted. I haven't seen any fallout. I don't see anything missing. I'm really happy just in general with the overall result. And I definitely feel more beautiful. And at the end of the day, you know, it's about your self-confidence and how you feel and if you feel attractive. Not that my straight lashes made me feel like an ugly duckling, but I was just like something so small. I was just like, wow, you know, hot dog. Damn, girl, I'm looking fly. I couldn't stop looking at myself today. I was just like, damn, I look good today. I'm just going to keep staring at myself in the mirror because my eyelashes are popping. And, you know, everybody in my mom's house yesterday, 15 people were there. Nobody would want this on their eyes. The only person that I found of my friends that would be willing to try this is my friend Cassidy, who is a beautician. So, you know, it makes sense. She's around chemicals and she gets it. Like, all right, just, you know, use caution and, you know, just do what you got to do. So that's pretty much my review on this. I think this is amazing. I think beautifying yourself is definitely spiritually heightening because you're allowing yourself to love yourself more deeply and you're enjoying the package that you come in. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to alterate something, alterate. I don't think that's a word. Like adjust. I don't know. If you want to change something on you, just go for it. You know, I just ordered the teeth whitening. So you're going to be seeing me make a video on that. I'm not turning this channel into a makeup channel. It's just my birthday week. And I wanted to get my beauty on. I also ordered some contacts, which I will talk about when they get here because they're supposed to be dupes for Solotica. I love Solotica. And if they are good dupes, I will show you. If they're bad dupes, I will also show you. But I just wanted you guys to know what happened. And I'm just going to see if you can see. Let's see if I move this camera. Hey, all right. So I'm just going to give you the side so you can see that curl. So we're all up in my business. So excuse. All right. So I feel like I have a pretty good curl. I did not curl the bottom. That's just how my lashes look. But when they're heavy on the top, you know, they just kind of fall forward. Okay. So let's see what they look like from under. Because, you know, you're seeing the cast, like the shadow of it. And here is from the front. I feel like I'm going cross-eyed there for a second. Here's from the front. I hope you can. Okay, that's easier for me. From the front. I got some powder on my lashes. It's really late now. But I got some powder on my lashes. So they're not looking the darkest, but we're here for flare. Here we go. For flare. Yeah. And here's what they look like closed now, since you guys saw it earlier. I'm going to just tilt my head. Hopefully you can see. I'm trying to. Okay. Here they are closed. Hopefully you can see that. And then, so yeah. So that's the side. Curved. There's the bottom angle. There's the front. And the other side that's full of powder. So I apologize. Yeah. So I like it. And, you know, if you like this video or anything here, maybe my unicorn horn, give me a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel. I talk about a lot of spiritual stuff. I'm kind of crazy, kind of weird. If you like weird and crazy, you're in the right place. I have a lot of stories about the spiritual realms. For I am a psychic medium. The Oracle of Apollo. I feel like I should have some music when I say that. Something like that. So subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. I'll make more videos eventually. If I see that people give me a thumbs up, I will go, yay, thanks for the thumbs up. I mean, you won't see me do it, but really I'm going, yay, for the thumbs up. So you're going to love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself. And remember, the divine always has your back. Ciao.